Welcome to a special edition here today with me, Ruku. There is no beer involved today. Today is simply a shout out to one of my followers and one of my YouTubers. Before I go into detail, let me just explain. A couple of days ago, I did something on Instagram whereby I asked lots of people if they want a shout out. You can come and have a shout out, providing you follow a set of rules. And I don't often do things like this, and I'm terrible at fucking Instagram, I'll be honest with you. I'm actually terrible at it. But I did this post, and only one person responded, and that person is the only person to get a shout out. That person, ladies and gentlemen, is Booze House Tales. Let me tell you a bit about Booze House Tales. So Booze House Tales is on Instagram and YouTube, which I'll come to in just a moment. Booze House Tales then is a guy who basically goes into pubs all around England. I don't know if he's been into places like Wales or Ireland yet. That's yet to be confirmed, but I know that he does a lot in England. And he takes pictures inside the pub and he looks at the historical values of the pub. So I know what you're thinking, well, pub's a pub, big whoop. But to be fair, he goes in there and he will look at, say, what looks like a Wetherspoons or is a Wetherspoons. Maybe it's a bit clapped out, for example, a bit shitty, and you probably think, oh, I'm not going to go in there because it looks, like it's going to fall down. He will actually look at it and say, well, okay, this was built in 1781, for example, by a local builder who also on the side was a cobbler to make ends meet, say, in those days. And it was standing ever since. Maybe it survived a flood or a fire or something. He will tell you about the history of it, and what he's mostly famous for doing at Booze House Tales is he goes in these pubs, he takes pictures of the interior, so you basically already know what it's going to look like inside. So he tags a location. So for example, let's just say we're in a pub in Cornwall, for example. He'll tag a pub in Cornwall. It happens to be a Wetherspoons, like I mentioned, that was built in 1781, for example. And he'll take pictures all around the pub, show you the artwork. He shows you what beer they have on tap, and while he does this, also, if they've got a beer garden, he will take pictures of the beer garden, which I think is a real good thing to do. He's almost showing you a tour of the pub before you've even been in the pub. So what I like about it is, A, no one else has really done that, and B, you're almost getting a guided tour before you've even been to the pub. So if you're in that area, or you're looking for somewhere new to go, Booze House Tales is basically giving you a preview. Because you walk in there, you already know the decor, you already know what's on tap. Sometimes he'll show you the price list if you're lucky, which is very rare that he does. But while he's there, he'll also have a pint. As I mentioned, if there's a beer garden, he'll show you the beer garden, he'll take pictures of it. Pictures from the outside of the building, so you can see the whole of the building. And I just think it's a great thing that he does. Purely because you get in history and you get in a guided tour or a virtual guided tour. All done through pictures, not through video, but all done through pictures. And I've got to admit, Booze House, you visit a hell of a lot of pubs. I'm following him on Instagram, so if you haven't already, go and follow him on Instagram at Booze House Tales. I tell you what, you ain't gonna regret it. If you're really into your history, or if you're into your British history, your British pubs, go and follow him, because you're gonna have a fun time over there. I follow him and vice versa. He follows me back, and I'm always interested in what he's got going on over there. I don't like every picture. I don't think I like many of his pictures, but I'm always looking at them, and it does give you a bit of inspiration to actually get out there and visit different places in England. Some of which are absolutely beautiful places that he's been to. Some just look dowdy and horrible, but at the end of the day, it's the company you keep, and the beer that they have on tap also probably makes it that little bit better. So while he's there, he has a cheeky pint and probably some food. Also, he's on YouTube as well. He does quick reviews, 2-3 minute long videos. They're not very long. Does pretty much what I do, tells you what he thinks of the beer. He will go through virtually anything. And again, that's Booze House Tales on YouTube. So if you want to go and subscribe to him, do so. But please, please, please follow him on Instagram and YouTube. Get him some support, show him some love. because at the end of the day, it's a rarity that we get to see good old British fashioned values and our pubs and our history. So I think he's doing a fantastic job, to be fair. So again, thank you so much, Booze House Tales, for responding to the shout out that I kindly offered. And if you want to shout out, then come and follow me on Instagram. As I say, I don't often do this, but if there's a demand for it, I will start giving people the opportunity to come in, do shout outs, etc., and give them a shout out. Booze House was one of those people, so thank you so much, Booze House. And I hope you've enjoyed the shout out. And please, everyone, if you haven't followed him, go and look him up on Booze House Tales on Instagram and Facebook. If you can't find him and you're a follower of mine, go through my Instagram at Ruku's Beer and find Booze House Tales and go and follow him. So you too could have a shout out just like I've done. And all you've got to do is come in and contact me, or primarily if you want to be a little bit daring, a little bit different, just watch me on Instagram, come and follow me, and I'll probably give an opportunity to more people to come in and join. But until then, as I said, go and follow him. Booze House Tales on Facebook, no, YouTube, sorry, and Instagram. Don't forget, Booze House Tales.